Okay then, more Premier League predictions. Sorry about the very late upload. It's because this game week for the Premier League, game week 17, they're in midweek starting from Tuesday, which is tomorrow, and the matches from the previous game week in game week 16 didn't finish until just last night. So yeah, I've got to upload these predictions very soon, which is now from when you are from when you're watching it. But when you're watching it, it should be hopefully before Tuesday. But anyway, let's just start then. Cram-packed game week for this week, and starting off on the Tuesday night kickoff with Brentford against Manchester United, where Manchester United, under their new manager, they are picking up some very good results. They got 1-0 victory against Norwich. Questionable penalty that Man United did get. Probably should have been a 0-0 result. But they did get the penalty, which Ronaldo got, scored it, and got the 3 points. Brentford, they beat Watford 2-1 after another penalty in the 90 plus second minute. There was lots of matches decided on penalties last week, with Liverpool with Mo Salah only a 1-0. Chelsea late penalty for them. Jorginho 3-2 against Leeds. There was plenty of others as well. But this game here, Brentford are at home. When big clubs have come to Brentford, example Liverpool and Arsenal, Brentford seem to get a good result. They beat Arsenal 2-0 at the start, 3-3 with Liverpool. Now Man United's coming to them. I would fully back Man United for this game, even though they probably should have done better against Norwich, that 0-0 result if you don't include the penalty. But they did do well. They are getting very fine results, so I do think it'll be a very close game, as is every game in the Premier League. It's always a close game, but I do think both teams will score. But I'll go for a 2-1 victory to Man United. Rangnick, the new boss of United, not scored more than one goal yet in his entire matches for United. Got one against Crystal Palace, got one in the Champions League against Young Boys, got one against Norwich. I think they'll get 2 in this game, but it wouldn't surprise me really if this ends a draw as well, like the Liverpool game when Liverpool went to Brentford. But we'll go with 2-1 and we'll move on to Norwich City against Aston Villa, where Norwich City under Dean Smith, it was a good little a good freshen up for Norwich. They got some few points. They're now back to the bottom of the table after losing the 1-0 to Man United and then getting battered by Tottenham 3-0. Although, saying they got battered by Tottenham 3-0, Norwich had most of the possession that game and more shots than Tottenham that game. They just couldn't score them. And with Norwich, it's just the chances are there. They're just not putting it in the back of the net. Timu Puki getting very close to scoring in the Man United game and the Tottenham game as well, but just not finding the net. Same with a few of the other players. They're against Steven Gerrard's Aston Villa here, where goals, it's going to be like, for Norwich, it's going to be like finding a hen's tooth in this game. Aston Villa fully all the defensive work being drilled into Villa by Steven Gerrard, and I don't think Norwich will be able to get a goal, and I think it'll be a close 1-0 victory away from home for Aston Villa. Okay, Manchester City. Brilliant run of form by Man City, top of the league after overtaking Chelsea, but they are against Leeds United in this fixture. Man City was another game that was decided on a penalty, 1-0 against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Raheem Sterling with another questionable penalty. I don't think it was a penalty, but it was given. Man City, they scraped 3 points. They're against Leeds United, who have been very inconsistent this season. Win, draw, loss, win, draw, loss. But they're doing very well despite those inconsistent results. Narrowly losing to Chelsea 3-2. Probably should have won that game, at least should have drawn it, but they ended up losing it. And although I'm going to back Man City, I think it'll be another tight game, like I said with the Brentford and Man United one. So I'm going to back City to win it in a 3-2, very high goal scoring game. I think it's going to be a repeat of the Chelsea scoreline for Leeds United. I think they'll concede 3, they'll get 2, they'll concede 3. Just Man City at home, if you don't count like the Wolverhampton Wanderers game last time out, they've been absolutely showing teams that go there absolutely no mercy. But I do think it'll be a very tight one, but I don't think it'll be tight in the sense one goal in it. I think both teams will be banging in lots of goals. So I'll go for a City 3-2 victory in that game. Next up, we've got Brighton, the draw specialists, against Wolverhampton Wanderers, who got better. Now really they're dropping down a bit after being in 6th place a few weeks ago. Now they're in 9th place. They're against they are against Brighton, who are mid-table because of picking up so many draws. There's really only one result I can go for. It is a draw. I'm going to go 1-1 in this one. Wolverhampton Wanderers will be without Jimenez in this game after he stupidly got sent off against Man City. So I don't think there'll be many goals that Wolverhampton Wanderers will be able to score. Also, Wolves, very tight defence. Not many teams getting past Wolves. Shown by the Man City game. Only goal was from the penalty. And Brighton don't score that many either. But their defence also is fantastic. So really, the only result in here is going to be a draw. 1-1. Next up is Burnley, another team that get a load of draws with some tight defensive work. Burnley drawing 0-0 to West Ham. Very impressive by Burnley. West Ham probably had plenty of opportunities. Probably should have been like 3-0 in that game, which is what I said, but it ended up being 0-0. They are against Watford in this game, who I think Watford were really robbed in that Brentford game. They were winning 1-0 right up to the 82nd minute, 84th minute, something like that. And then the final 10 minutes of that game, conceding 2 goals and losing the game against Brentford. That's a horrible run of form by Watford. Burnley, they're at home in this game. I think they'll be able to snatch it. Oh, do I think they'll be able to snatch a winner? Only managing to pick up the 1 win this season. Yeah, this is... I'm going to change it to a draw, I think, because Watford, very poor results. I feel like Watford may be able to win this one somehow, but then watching Burnley at home, they don't score that many, but they don't concede many. So I'm going to go for another 1-1 draw in this game. But just looking at Watford's run of form, they need to turn things around fast. But also, Burnley need to pick up some points as well. It's a tight game, that one. So I'll go 1-1. Crystal Palace picking up a victory against Newcastle, 3-1. Conor Gallagher with 2 goals. And what a player. He's been since leaving West Brom, since they got relegated to the Championship. He was decent with West Brom as well last season. He's been absolutely fantastic for Crystal Palace. And in my Premier League team, I've not really had him in for lots of the game weeks. I have put him in a few weeks, but I've made sure I've put him in my team for this week to get me quite a lot of points, hopefully, because they are against Southampton in this game. And I think that Crystal Palace can get back-to-back wins at Selhurst Park with a nice, comfortable 2-0 victory. Maybe Conor Gallagher on the score sheet. Maybe Zaha or Benteke with another one. Maybe Conor Gallagher with a brace. But Southampton losing 3-0 to Arsenal, 1-1 draw with Brighton. Of course, that one's going to be a draw. Draw with Leicester City. Yeah, they are getting goals. So maybe they may be able to find a goal in this game. Maybe it'll be 2-1. I'm going to change it to 2-1 actually. Hopefully that doesn't come back to haunt me. I am going to change it to 2-1. But I'm saying overall Crystal Palace should be able to pick up the victory in this game. Just the way that they've been playing at home, no one can really beat them at home. I think they've only been beaten at home twice this whole season. And yeah, Southampton, if there is going to be a team that goes and beats them at Selhurst Park again, I don't think it'll be Southampton. So yeah, I'll say 2-1 to Crystal Palace. Arsenal against West Ham. Arsenal being a bit shaky away from home. They did beat Southampton 3-0. Probably could have been about 5 or 6-0 that game. But they're at home again. They're against West Ham though, who beat Chelsea 3-2 and before that 0-0 draw with Burnley. See, that's the thing. Scoring 3 against Chelsea and then scoring none against Burnley. That's a massive difference, really. They're against another London club here, London Derby. Wow. This is a very difficult one because Arsenal have been very impressive at home. West Ham have been impressive at home. I'm going to say Arsenal's going to pick up a victory here, even though I was thinking of a West Ham victory or maybe a draw. West Ham have been very good this season, but I don't think they'll pick up anything at the Emirates Stadium. So I'm going to go for a close 2-1 to Arsenal. Also, another player that I need to mention, like I did with Conor Gallagher and Crystal Palace, is Martin Ødegaard with Arsenal. He's a player that I had in my Premier League team from the very start. Didn't get me any goals whatsoever. I took him out. As soon as I took him out, he started scoring. He scored against Man United, scored against Southampton. I believe he scored 1 goal against Everton. I may be wrong with that, but he is scoring. He starts scoring as soon as I've taken him out of my team. So I've put him back in my team, and hopefully he can find one against West Ham. Okay, next up is Leicester City, who, again, been a bit inconsistent with their results. Tottenham Hotspur never played their last game due to COVID-19 cases in their team. They didn't have enough players to make up a team, which I find that quite hard to believe. I think Tottenham, they were missing a few good players and they were really scared of facing Burnley. And they didn't want to play them. So their last results: beat Norwich 3-0, beat Brentford 2-0, beating Leeds United 2-1. Very impressive by Tottenham. No goals from Harry Kane, apart from that one against Newcastle. I think it'll be a tight game. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw in this one. Leicester City scoring quite a few amount of goals in their games now. 4 against Newcastle. Did lose to Aston Villa. Could have been a 2-2 draw, that one. And then scoring 2 against Southampton. So I do believe they'll be able to get another 2 in this game here. But Tottenham, I think they'll find some goals from somewhere. If this game isn't called off, I think it'll be 2-2. Okay, Chelsea against Everton. Everton's run of form. They are really doing very poorly at the moment. Chelsea just scraping by themselves as well. Thomas Tuchel, I don't know. He's finding the results, but they're not the greatest of results. 3-2 against Leeds, losing to West Ham. Very narrow. It was a 2-1 with Watford. They drew with Man United 1-1. So I think Chelsea, even Everton, they can find a result from somewhere. But without Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I don't really think they'll be able to pick up any wins. I think it'll be a very close game. Everton been conceding quite a few goals, so I think Chelsea will be able to find 2. But I'll go for a 2-1. I think Everton, despite their horrible just horrible run of form and not that very good football to watch, I do think they'll find a goal. Which leaves us with our final game, Liverpool against Newcastle United, who, January couldn't come sooner for Newcastle right now. I'm not sure which players will want to join Newcastle unless that player knows that they'll be signing loads of other good players with the money that they now do have. But if no one joins them, they could be getting relegated into the Championship. That would be scary for some of the Championship sides. But I don't think Newcastle will... Well, I'm going to say I don't think they'll come anywhere near picking up anything from this game at Anfield. Liverpool, brilliant run of form. 1-0 Villa, 1-0 Wolves. Just fairly getting by those two games, but brilliant football by Liverpool, unlike Newcastle, even though they did scrape 1-0 victories. Just how they were against Wolves and Aston Villa, and those two defences, as I have said before, are some of the best in the league. Which is quite hard to believe that one. But I'm going to go for a Liverpool 3, Newcastle United 0. It's been a few games since Liverpool have been, since like the 4-1 Everton. 2 games that they've narrowly got by. I think it's time that they get a nice, comfortable victory. And I do believe that they'll get it in this game on Thursday. So... yeah, that's going to be it for my Premier League predictions for Week 17. Please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye.